morning. As some Nigerians commence protest against hunger, Governor Moino sues for peace in orderly conduct. Governor's wife advises parents against entrusting children to unknown guardians. Lawmaker sponsors 5-day medical outreach in Ibionoibom. Plus, 1 day of nationwide protest witnesses mixed atmosphere across the country. This and more shortly. Welcome to AKBC 45 News. My name is Margaret Bassi. Governor Moino has renewed his call on the people of Akwa Ibom State to give peace a chance as the nationwide protest begins in the country. The governor made the call during a meeting at the Government House Banquet Hall with stakeholders from the security, organized labor, youth, the civil societies, as well as elders. Our Government House reporter Patience John brings this report.
Worry over the supposed nationwide peaceful protest slated for August 1 through August 10, 2024, Governor Moino calls for a rethink on the part of Akwa Ibom people to avoid hijack by hoodlums and subsequent destruction of public and private property.
And I've made this call. I want to thank you for accepting to come as we reason together as a state and as a people, as a subnational whose destiny is all in our hands. We have called all strata of people leaders so that we can discuss. We all know what the nation is going through. For me, I believe it's a phase, and it's within the right of our citizenry to assemble and protest, albeit peacefully. The Constitution guarantees that. But we also want to be sure and ask ourselves that is it necessary in our own circumstance in Akwa Ibom?
The governor, however, regretted the economic hardship faced by Nigerians and listed some measures taken by his administration to ameliorate the sufferings of Akwa Ibom people.
We have worked very tirelessly with our team to provide homes for the poorest of the poor in every community, and our target is to at least put one home in every ward. We are targeting 400. We've just finished the first 36, which was like a test case. And everywhere we went, we saw the reception. We saw smiles on the faces of those people. We provided them with water, where people around the community can get water. I've just signed off 164 of those houses, so that before the end of the year, we would have achieved 200 of those compassionate homes. Above everything else, above every project, is the project that touches my heart. Because every time you see the picture of the houses where these people had lived, you will weep if some of us here would put our goats in those houses. Through the Arise Elderly Care Initiative, 600 elders, men and women, across party lines, every month are given free medical checks, and we give them 50,000 naira with food. I just signed the last 3 months yesterday, and I'm sure within the week that will be done. We've instituted 100 million naira grant to the widows of the Nigerian legionnaires to start small businesses as a way of supporting them and encouraging them and the children. On youth empowerment, we have given 500,000 naira grants each to 800 participants of the Entrepreneurship Accelerated Program that is run by Ibom Led. As we speak, another 400 are being trained right now, and as they finish, each of them will get 500,000 naira grant to continue with their businesses.
Representatives of security, youth, organized labor, civil societies, and the traditional institution also made their remarks.
Nobody can deceive us that the phone we produce even here in Akwa Ibom We don't have a depot. We don't have a tank farm. We don't have a small kiosk we can call our own in Akwa Ibom. And then that's what you will do for Akwa Ibom people. We are encouraging you to speak with the authorities to give us a depot as an all-producing state of the magnitude Akwa Ibom State.
The protest is not from TUC, neither is it from NLC. So we support Akwa Ibom to stand still and continue to work with you. Protest is recognized. We are not stopping anybody from protesting. It's a constitutional right, but however, we are not going to allow any violent protest.
Our role is to advise our children. The protest, I want to say on behalf of the traditional rulers, that the protest is not necessary at this time.
Sir Victor Itefia was announced as the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Petroleum Matter at the meeting. Patience Joy, AKBC News.
Of the governor of Akwa Ibom State, Pastor Patience Umoino, has issued an advice to parents and guardians against entrusting their children to unknown individuals to avoid dehumanization, exploitation, in violation of their rights. The governor's wife was speaking in Oron during the observance of the 2024 World Day Against Trafficking in Persons by the Youth Zonal Command of the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP. The report. The events began with a carnival float from Oron Township Stadium through Market Road and terminated at Oron Council Secretariat, where officials of NAPTIP and members of support groups displayed placards with various inscriptions. Pastor Patience Eno, who was represented by the Honorary Special Advisor to the Governor, Princess Felicia Bassi, commended NAPTIP for its efforts in educating the community on the perils of human trafficking, highlighting the significance of hosting events in the riverine community. The Governor's wife, who described the 2024 global theme, "Leave no child behind in the fight against human trafficking," as apt, described the alarming statistics of child trafficking, where girls are proportionately affected. She pledged to collaborate with NAPTIP and other organizations, from her non-governmental organization, Golden Initiative for All, GIFA, in activities that will boost community awareness and provide stronger safeguards for vulnerable children in order to eradicate human trafficking and related atrocities in Akwa Ibom State.
While I commend NAPTIP for holding this strategic sensitization in this riverine community, I appeal to persons to be careful with the people they hand over their treasured children to. We must, as caregivers, ensure that we should and protect our children and wards from the dangers and threats.
The Youth Zonal Commander of NAPTIP, Mr. Awen Emmanuel, represented by Mr. Ben Esang, said the Youth Zonal Command of NAPTIP has recorded great strides in combating human trafficking and other ills associated with it. He called on partners of the agency to take decisive steps to liberate thousands of victims held bondage by modern-day slavery.
Since 2013, when the United Nations designated 30th July of every year as World Day Against Trafficking in Persons, this date has become significant in the global fight against human trafficking as a day to remember the victims of human trafficking across the world. I call on you today to go beyond the repetition of catchphrases and slogans associated with this celebration and match words with action in order to liberate thousands of victims.
Goodwill messages were received from the Ministry of Information, Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Welfare, the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academics of the University of Uyo, and leader of the Yaima Kaiso Group, Professor Antonia Essien, AQs, Natal, and others.
We will continue to work against human trafficking.
Akwa Ibom State government frowned seriously at this act
and want us to be alert
have to find it in our churches, and we find ourselves communities, women groups, let them know that the government is against trafficking.
Only through united action can we address the root cause and the devastating impact of trafficking.
Margaret Bassey, AKBC News. Representing Ibionibom State constituency in the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, Mr. Moses Esen has announced a free 5-day medical outreach for his constituents. The state legislator said the outreach is scheduled to commence on Monday, August 8 to Friday, August 9, 2024 at the Community Health Center, Ikoruba, Ibionibom Local Government Area. Legislative Affairs reporter Uyoko Swa says the outreach is to mark the legislators' 1 year in office.
Aspects to be covered by the free medical outreach sponsored by the Ibionibom State constituency representative are general surgeries, blood pressure checks and treatment, blood sugar check and treatment, deworming of children, malaria rapid diagnostic testing and treatment, HIV testing and counseling. Others are eye checks and provision of glasses and medical consultations. He listed partners for the outreach to include Helen Keller International, Rotary Club, Akwa Ibom State, AQs, AK Saka, and Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria. Etienne urged all Ibionibom constituents and those having relatives with ailments covered by the medical outreach to take advantage of the opportunity to have their cases handled by professionals at no cost.
I know very well in rural communities, a lot of persons are suffering from a lot of ailments. And in our local parlance, a pocket is one of the highest challenges. They call it hydrocele. And Helen Keller is ready to partner with me in this program to carry out these surgeries, not less than 100 patients that have been diagnosed suffering from hydrocele, to give them operation free of charge. My motivation is to give back to the society who find me fit to be elected to represent them in the State House of Assembly. They expect the dividends of my representation, and so one of those dividends they might have from me is giving back to them in terms of impacting on their life.
Mr. Stien, who is the Chairman House Committee on Health in the House of Assembly, also spoke of an additional responsibility given him as Chairman, House Committee on Nutrition and Food Security, and the image maker of the National Legislative Council on Nutrition and Food Security.
Recently, we have just embarked on national retreats that has to do with all the 36 speakers on the various House of Assemblies, the 36 Congress of Speakers with the Committee on Nutrition and Food Security, Federal House of Representatives. And so what they are trying to do is to look at the issue of nutrition to be seen as one of those issues that must be tackled headlong. And of course, what can be done to remedy Nigeria from food insecurity.
Uyoko Uswa, AKBC News.
Part of efforts to promote a green environment and contribute to food sufficiency in the country, the Faculty of Management Services, ASU, has planted economic trees on the campus. The planting took place at Obiokpa campus with trees such as avocado pear, oranges, coconut, mango, sasap, and apple dominating. Ayan Paul reports.
Speaking while performing the tree planting process, the initiator of the project and chair of Obiokpa campus, Professor Akalikpo Ibok, said economic trees play an important role in the society as they shield the environment from hazards of the wind, provide manure for farming, as well as fruit to man. Professor Ibok, who is the Dean of Management Sciences in the university, thanked the Vice Chancellor for approving the planting of the trees and lauded the invited guests for gracing the event. He advised the students to nurture the economic trees and flowers to benefit mankind.
You know that in my secrets, I was always dreaming and thinking. When I stay in office and leave, what is that legacy that I can be remembered for? What exactly would they say it was during my tenure that this and that happened in the campus? So I told this sister that if you look at our buildings, I'm very sure what is causing most of the damages to our roof and all those things is because we don't have any breakers. So we made a proposal to him. I thank God that he approved that proposal. Please now begin to clap for the
The Vice Chancellor, Akwa Ibom State University, Professor Nsesien, appreciated Professor Ibok for facilitating the planting of the economic trees and flowers in the Obiokpa campus to benefit the students, lecturers, and others, describing the gesture as selfless. He said apart from other benefits, the trees will beautify the campus and give a first lift, imploring others to always think of how to add value to the society.
Today we gather not just to plant trees, but to reaffirm our commitment to environmental sustainability and the preservation of our planet for future generations. In these times of economic hardship and uncertainty, it is more important than ever that we take concrete steps to protect our environment.
Others who spoke at the event were Professor Okana Elisien of the Department of Animal Science, Dr. Ekong of the Department of Public Administration, Sub-Dean Student Affairs Dr. Odore Jacob, Registrar and Secretary to Council Dr. Ebi Banga, and Student Union Representative Ndefon Osam.
This tree planting project is a crucial initiative that will help mitigate the effects of wind and extreme weather resulting from climate change.
So what it means is that this exercise that management has embarked upon is ensuring the vicinity, ensuring life, good life in the years to come.
We appreciate your tireless effort in promoting environmental stewardship.
I'm assuring the whole university community and its environs that we will manage the trees to fruition.
We thank each and every one of you for coming around and making the tree planting event a resounding success.
As students, we have crucial roles to play in this endeavor, so I charge us to take this opportunity to learn more about the importance of trees.
And anybody who's close to nature has nothing to fear.
High point of the event was the planting of trees and flowers around the Obiokpa campus. Iyagino Paul, AKBC News.
And members of the Amadaka community in this noble local government area yesterday paid a solidarity visit to their son, who is the Executive Secretary and Permanent Secretary of Health Insurance Agency, Dr. Ibemi Gbemi, in his office. The visit was to congratulate their kinsman on his new position and to ask for assistance in the development of Amadaka community. Ian Paul reports.
The leader of the team, which comprised the village head of Amadaka, village council, woman leader, representative of the youth, and the clergy, the Chairman Town Council, Mr. Awajiogak, said they came all the way from Eastern Obodo to identify with the success story of their brother who was recently appointed the permanent secretary by the Akwa Ibom State government. Mr. Wajiogak thanked Governor Moeno for appointing the son, the Executive Secretary and Permanent Secretary, describing Dr. Ibeni as the pride of Amadaka community, who is steadfast and God-fearing, and promised to support him and the governor to succeed. He said the present village council has achieved absolute peace in the area through quarterly prayer meetings and renovation of the village council hall, but appealed that the state government should work on the abandoned Okorite Elile Amadaka Kampa Road.
It is with that sense of responsibility that I, on behalf of Amadaka Town Council, and indeed Amadaka community, sincerely appreciate and congratulate you I am bold to say that your appointment is well deserved. And I know literally that you will do better in projecting the image of our people in particular and in your services to the states in general.
In the separate remarks, Elder Ogbanjam Fingesi, Mr. Awajogok Min, and Bishop Marcos Enene congratulated Dr. Igbemi on his elevation and asked for support to the end of year conference coming soon in the community, construction of the bridge to link town hall with secondary school in Amadaka, scholarship scheme for students and employment of youths.
This is the actors. I've seen him when he was here, even when he was starting. As a community, and it is because of you today we have come into these meetings.
Responding, the Permanent Secretary and Executive Secretary of Health Insurance Agency, Dr. Igbemi, thanked his kinsmen for coming to felicitate him, describing the gesture as a show of love. Dr. Igbemi called for peace in the forthcoming local government election in the area. He said the coming weeks, government will launch health insurance to cater for the health needs of the people and promise to take their request to the appropriate quarters.
For you to pay their transport, to come all the way from Sirolo, to come and dress one of their own, that this government has set up, but telling us that look, we will work with you as a government. Even after your president, we will work to make sure that you get a second test.
The elders presented a gift to their son, while the director of administration in the agency, Hananda, lauded them for the show of love to their son. Eyagenopo, AKBC News.
Schools award prizes as academic session winds down. Nationwide protest begins as streets of Yo metropolis go quiet. This and more shortly. Please stay with us. Good to have you back. Welcome to the rest of our report. The proprietor of KK Dignity International Academy, Reverend Godwin Amawo, has stressed the need for commitment in prioritizing learning and nurturing students to reach their full potentials. Reverend Amawo was speaking during the 2023-2024 end of session party and graduation of the 5th set of pupils held at the school premises at Whitehall Road, Ikoro 2, Ikoro local government area. The report has it that the school promised to contribute its quota in raising the standard of education in the state to a global level. Reverend Amawo, who noted that his vision is to equip the pupils with functional literacy programs and educational intervention projects that will lay a good foundation for their academic pursuits, commended the graduating pupils for leaving indelible impact and winning laurels for the school. Reverend Amawo appreciated parents for their healthy contributions as well as staff of the school for their untiring effort in grooming the pupils. He said the school runs a secondary session equipped with state-of-the-art facility and appeal to the state government to help in enhancing their infrastructures and constructing an access road leading to the school.
AKBC International Academy is a school that is pushed to contribute to the development of our state and the nation at large through balanced education. We emphasize moral and academic excellence through hard work and faith in God, with zero tolerance to examination, malpractice in any manner or form. We would like to appeal to our state government through your office to assist us in any way to enhance the infrastructure and development of the academy, particularly the construction of the road that leads to the school from the main road, which is less than a kilometer.
The Commissioner for Education, Mrs. Idon Seletiebet, represented by the Director, Secondary and Higher Education in the Ministry, Dr. Glory Ekpo, congratulated the graduating class for exhibiting their best to justify their stay in the school. She urged them to uphold the virtues and high moral standards inculcated in them. Also speaking, the Registrar, Akwa Ibom State University, Dr. Ebi Enoibara, lauded the management of KK Dignity International Academy for fortifying the pupils with the requisite knowledge, saying it has resulted in commendable testimonials and the knowledge that the institution is a citadel of quality education.
The president of this school, he has created a rule of the establishment of schools. That is why you can see government presence in this country. And the teachers, I want to say that it's now them. It is the joy of a teacher to see his or her people excelling. When I was like, I didn't know I would do this. So I am seeing a lot of professions here. I'm even seeing governor of Akwa Ibom here. I'm seeing the secretary. I'm seeing a lot of friends here. All of you will become giant trees in the mighty name of Jesus.
The event featured pupils' parliament, Bible exposition, career presentation, and award of prizes to pupils who had distinguished themselves in character and learning.
My Lord, this is very annoying and government of government arrangements in the mind of the children and youth. Let me remind you that the children are the backbone of education, advancement, and development. I am so sorry for his pain. My name is Dr. Kumisel Mdesra. I am a gastroenterologist. I treat all the programs in your digestive system. And this is the person who is sent to give care to people who are sick or injured.
Speaking on behalf of the graduating pupils, the valedictorian Daniel Kufre Paul described KK Dignity International Academy as the torch that has lit their path to greatness and promised to remain worthy ambassadors of the school. Margaret Bassi, AKBC News. Governor Pastor Umoino has commended the founders, management and staff of King's Key Christian International High and Montessori schools for their effort in inculcating quality and sound education in the pupils and students of the institution. Governor Ino was speaking during the graduation and end of session party ceremony held at Ferrep Hall number 16, Ben Udo Street, Ewet Housing Estate, Uyo. Udo Abasi Post reports that Governor Ino was represented by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Women Affairs, Mrs. Margaret Edem.
Pastor Umoino charged the graduates of the school to study hard to attain success in life and also be a good ambassador of the institution in order to make their parents and Akwa Ibom proud. The governor, through his representative, expressed his administration's readiness to give quality education to children. The founder and director of schools, Professor Etamudo outlined the core values of the school as discipline, excellence, professionalism, trustworthiness, and hard work. Speaking through the deputy head teacher, Mrs. Grace Bain, Professor Odoisian urged the graduates to make the best of life lessons learned in school.
I am really happy that today we are celebrating the graduating pupils and students who for these years have been under our tutelage. Today we also give recognition to the well-deserving pupils and students of our classes who for their excellent performance will be given various awards.
The head Montessori and Principal General of the school, Dr. Cecilia Etimudo-Isien, in an address by the staff of the school, Pastor Tanko Taylor, urged all graduates of both schools to be steadfast, take their studies seriously, and be of good conduct always.
Today is not only a day for our graduation ceremony, but also a day to celebrate our academic successes in this academic year. I wish you all the very best in all of the academic and social endeavors.
High point of the event was the presentation of awards to the best and overall best graduating pupils and students. The event featured cutting of the graduation cake, graduation lecture by Mrs. M.M. Sampson on the topic Impacting Our World for Greatness, cultural displays, songs and drama presentation. The event began with Thanksgiving and valedictory service at the King's Kid Hall of Fame with a brief message by Pastor Thank God Taylor, and special prayers were offered to the graduates before proceeding to the celebration ground.
That no evil will befall them, even as they graduate from one level to the other. The Lord will be with them. The Lord will secure them. The Lord will preserve them. There will be no untimely death among them. Yes, you will live long and fulfill your years.
Udwala Basio Wilson, AKBC News.
The community in a back local government area worldwide. Sorry, I take that again. Ekamidam Aba Community Worldwide and Forum of Akwa Ibom Indigenes in Federal College of Medical Laboratory Science and Technology, JOS, has called on the youth and the entire indigenes of a back local government area in Akwa Ibom State to embrace peace and not to participate in the planned protest. A statement signed by the Chairman Board of Trustees, Ekamidam Community Worldwide, and Provost Federal College of Laboratory Science and Technology, JOS, Professor Nkeruwem Etubudo, and the interim chairman of the Ekamidam Community Worldwide, Elder Hanson Ikono. The organization sympathized with the people on the hardship being faced as a result of the current economic challenges and call on them to be prayerful as the present administration in the country under the leadership of President Bola Tinubu is doing everything possible to make life more meaningful for the people. The statement advised the people against participating in the said protest and listed some dangers associated with street protests to include wanton destruction of lives and property. He noted that Akwa Ibom people are peace-loving and will not identify with rioters, while pledging their unallied support and solidarity to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and his administration. The group called on Nigerians to be patient with Tinubu's administration as he is working tirelessly to reverse the suffering brought upon the nation by past administrations in the country. He noted that the problem of Nigeria is that of accumulated neglect issues of development and economic progress by past administrations in the country, explaining that the country is not just peculiar to the problem is not just peculiar to Nigeria, as the world is currently battling economic downturn, which the president is working to ameliorate. The statement further noted that the exchange rate unification, stoppage of payments of fuel subsidy, support for indigenous refineries, and support for agricultural sector have been viewed by world-renowned economists as some steps that would yield great benefits to the country, including a reduction in the cost of living in the nearest future. In day one of the hunger protest in Nigeria, the Minister of Communication, Innovation and Digital Economy, Dr. Buzan Ligani, has lamented the destruction of a technology hub in Kano just days before its scheduled launch. The Digital Innovation Park, designed to support Nigerians' technical talent accelerator program, was reported set ablaze and torched during the protest. The incident occurred as part of wider unrest in Kano, where protesters targeted the yet to be commissioned Nigeria Communication Commission Industrial Park. The minister characterized the damage as a setback for the journey to deepening the workforce for technology and creating job opportunities for the youths. In Akwa Ibom State, protesters were orderly and marched with security personnel, giving them protection while ensuring that hoodlums did not hijack the peaceful protest. Our correspondent says that streets, which were very busy yesterday, were devoid of the usual hustling and bustle as they were quiet. However, few individuals and commercial vehicle operators were seen moving about while most shops were closed. Funeral mass of a late legal luminary Obong Otumebo comes up this Saturday at the auditorium of St. Dominic's Chapel of Perpetual Adoration, Dominic Utuk Avenue, Yo. The mass is expected to be attended by family members, friends, sympathizers, government officials, captains of industries, business associates, who will pay their last respects to Obong Otumebo. The remains of the late Obong Medo will be laid to rest in his country home, Abak Ibiakuran, in Uran local government area. He died at the age of 70. A funeral program jointly signed by the son, Barrister Kufre Medo, and brother, architect Medo, indicates that the funeral mass will hold on 10 o'clock in the morning of Saturday, while interment takes place at Medo's family compound, Abari Biakuran, Uran local government area. Today, Friday, there will be heritage cultural display at his Ewet housing residence, Unit K48. Uyo, novelty football match at the hometown Abak Ibiakuran, Uran local government area by 4 p.m. While nights of tribute, various cultural displays will take place at the same venue by 7 p.m. The late Obong Otumebo in his lifetime was the Adara Uran, Adaidara Kefore Bruto, and Obong Ufori Biakuran. He began his career in the legal field as a legal manager at Mercantile Bank of Nigeria in Calabar, and later the general manager legal at NNPC from 2004 to 2014, where he retired meritoriously at the age of 60. According to the son, Barrister Kufre Medo, their late father was a devout Christian, caring father, and a role model to those who came in contact with him. He is survived by his wife, 2 children, and many relatives, too numerous to mourn him. And that's where we draw a curtain this morning. But before we go, another look at stories that made up the headlines. Governor Moino has sued for peace even as Nigerians embark on the protest against hunger in the land. He was speaking during a meeting with security personnel, civil society, and political stakeholders at Government House, Uyo. We also brought you a report that in a fight for better living conditions for Akwa Ibom citizens, Pastor Patience Moino has observed World Day Against Trafficking in Persons with a charge on parents to be wary of whom they entrust their children to. That's how far we can go this morning. We so much thank you for your time and do have a blessed day.